This is the Kingpin's Z790 motherboard, as you may have recognized from my E1 tribute build that I'm doing as my personal workstation here at work, featuring all EK stuff. Now I'm gonna start working on the loop. I'm gonna start putting it together today. It's gonna take a couple of days to get stuff together. I don't think I have necessarily everything, but I wanted to get something done because a package arrived that I wasn't entirely expecting. And it's like, it couldn't possibly tie in better with the Kingpin EVGA look because this is the EK Velocity 2 Gold Edition. It is actual gold-plated water block. That's why it's so heavy and expensive. NZXT's build is a quick and easy way to get a new gaming computer, build a gaming PC on your budget using the built-in configurator, and see exactly how your favorite games will perform. Want to build your own PC but still have the NZXT Peace of Mind warranty? Then the new BLD Build It Yourself kit has what you want. Buy it and build it yourself, and NZXT has you covered. To get started configuring or building your next gaming PC, visit the build link in the description below. And they also gave me number 002 of 100. I wonder why they chose 2. Anyway, I want to take a look at this. There's a few things I want to do today. I want to also install the Thermal Grizzly 12th gen bracket, which also works on 13th gen. They're exactly the same. It's a LGA 1700. It's just when he came out with it, 12th gen was the newest. That's why it says 12th gen. But that way we can avoid any bowing issues. Although I'd be shocked if it bowed, to be honest, considering the fact that this die or this block is going to be pushing so flat and square on the IHS. But it's about the substrate bending under pressure and heat. So we just want to avoid that. I was like, where am I gonna use a gold block? As much as I was like, this is cool, and I didn't want to just put it on display or something, I was like, where am I gonna use a gold block? And I was like, hey, stupid, you remember that gold and black EVGA tribute build you're doing? Yeah, imagine the gold thing going in the gold build. 2 J's 2 cents, they spelled it wrong. It's spelled out TWO, not 2. I'll take it, fine. A liquid cooling icon such as yourself will surely put this to good use. Sincerely, Eddie. So Eddie is the E in EK, if you didn't know that. That's EK is his initials. Ooh, that is heavy as fuck. Look at that, it looks like a die. Ooh, that is cool. This does not look like the same one I just saw online. So they also gave me a delidding tool. I'm not delidding it, okay?
Wait, is this direct die?
Oh, wait a minute.
Is this a direct die?
Wait, oh no. After what happened to the SSD, I'm scared. If I ruin the CPU, I guess I'm just buying another one. Okay, so they give me the delid tool for obvious reasons, and I believe that 8 is Der Bauer's logo icon, right? So I believe Der Bauer, this is the Der Bauer delidding tool. Der Bauer deliddle D tool, whatever. It says used for 12th gen, but again, 13th gen is the same. So let me get this apart. This changes everything for me today. I was not expecting to delid. I was expecting to install a block on a motherboard and be done with it and use this bracket, which now I won't need because it's gonna have its own bracket in here. See? This is it right here. It's literally like the same thing, just a little bit different. Height, obviously, because of the IHS. So this is the back plate. And this will end up going like this, by the way. The socket is turned 90 degrees. So this will end up going in there like, let me make sure this fits. Because there's a lot of, okay, cool, that'll fit. I want to make sure it wasn't gonna hit right here. So you see the chokes right here? I want to make sure it wasn't gonna hit on those. So what I had to do right now was just kind of hold this up to the holes. And yeah, it clears, it will clear. That's kind of a standard measurement of clearance that's needed around there. Oh boy, this just got a whole lot scarier today. I'm up for the challenge, I think. That's a legit, I think. I found secret stuff. Oh, it's conductanaut, the liquid metal. Conductanaut. The downside about liquid metal is it has lifespan. My God, I don't want to do this. It's gonna cost me 500 bucks, watch.
Oh, with that attitude.
For 13th gen CPUs, the 2 screws may be removed to enable greater movement of the slider IHS, making the process faster. Okay, so I guess I get to remove these ones. So for 12th gen, leave them in. I hope they're right. Let's read that again. For 13th gen Intel CPUs, the 2 screws may be removed to enable greater movement of the slider. Place the CPU inside the tool with the triangle corresponding to position 1. All right, little buddy. You were used for my review, and that was it. Good luck. All right, so I finally got to pop loose. I'll show you that in a second. So this delidding tool is interesting because Der Bauer has one that he's designed independently of the EK stuff. His delid tool goes sideways, whereas this one's going north-south on the CPU die. His is going east-west. And it said in the manual 3 to 5 times back and forth is what you should need to break it loose. So here's the problem. I did it like 25 times and it wasn't getting any easier. And to the point to where it was even starting to damage the threads in here. If you look down in there, you can see how the threads are getting all mushed up because of the tension it was constantly under. This is aluminum, this versus steel, so the aluminum is obviously gonna lose that battle. But it wasn't getting any easier. What I finally had to do was, when the CPU IHS was moved up at the high point like this, kind of like that right there is about as far as it would move, I had to take this blade, it's just very dangerous, and sort of finagle it under there, and then I was able to pop it up. But it took a lot of force. In fact, the snap was so loud of it coming off that the guys were able to hear it in the other room. So I was a little worried that I might have damaged it. Feel how light and fake this feels with no IHS on it.
Yeah, it's like an IKEA CPU.
Yeah.
Like those fake things they have.
So anyway, now what I need to do is I'm gonna put this back together. I don't like this delidding tool as much as like the one that I was watching Der Bauer use on his site. That one is just, it pulled it all the way sideways till it came off and it was done. So I don't know what the deal is with this one, but it's handled now. So now I have to do this. I have to clean off, I'm gonna use this. I have to clean off all this plastic here. Now some SMDs I need to be careful of. Right there and right there. Get all this off. Otherwise it'll stop the cooler height from going down properly. So what I need to do now is I'm gonna put liquid metal on it. I've already kind of scraped off some of it, as you can see, by using it's very soft, as you can see. And just whatever I can scrape off like this first will make the process of putting liquid metal in here to dissolve it go a little bit faster. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use liquid metal to dilute it up, if that makes sense. And then we can wipe it away. That should be plenty. And we're gonna wanna use a lot actually, because we want it to dissolve it. And we're gonna have to leave this on here for like 10 minutes or so. What I'm doing right now is I'm just sort of rubbing it on there, and you can actually see it starting to dissolve. Just right now, these chunks that you're seeing is it starting to dissolve, but it's gonna take a minute. I need to be careful too not to get it on any of the SMDs or it would dissolve the solder that's holding the SMDs down. All right, so I got the die looking pretty good here. It's perfectly smooth. The discoloration is pretty normal from the old solder and stuff. I just need to get more of this rubbery glue off of here though, because that's gonna affect the way it mounts down. Okay, so you gotta be careful with this part here because not only am I taking the socket cover off, I'm exposing the pins on all sides. There we go. So that's off, that's off. So now what I have to do is put the CPU in, like that. And then this guy here is going to hold it down, like that. Get these started loosely, and I can tighten them in a star pattern. This is the same process too if you're gonna use like the direct mount tool, not the direct die, but like the contact frame, which is this guy right here. So you'd be removing this whole retention system altogether and using the direct contact frame, which gives even contact all around. So that is designed to fit inside this frame right here. And then all the Z-axis height is very much very specific tolerance built into it. So what do I want to use for thermal paste? I guess I'll use KPX again. There, now that I have frosted my cake. Because it is a direct die, we need to make sure the entire die is covered, so I always pre-spread it. Very similar to when I'm doing like a water block on a GPU. I shouldn't have taken that off because I don't want to scratch this. It's such a cool looking design though. It looks like a wafer, almost. Let's leave that on. How are you supposed to tighten this one down? You turn those by hand. Okay, that's right. I'm thinking like the AMD one, which is very different. Velocity upside down. I guess if I had gone 90 degrees the other way, velocity would have been right side up. But that's okay. I'm okay with it like that because it gives me room to run the tubes up to where I need to. And now it's right side up, as you can see. So we also use the Allen wrench that comes with it to be able to tighten it up. It goes right in there. and you don't go very tight because you can bend it. That one's looser than the rest. Could technically crack the die if you're not careful. It's funny because normally they make this stuff bottom out at exactly where it should be, but maybe they can't with the direct die. I don't know. All right, I want to get this mounted back up in there real quick. Up in here, up in here, up in here. Okay. Whew.
Oh yeah, didn't you find out the price?
It was like $3.49, I think it was, because this is the special edition, limited edition one. That's why. But you know what though? If you think about the fact that that delidding tool, which I don't think is as good as the one that Der Bauer showed on his site, is $80, and you get that tool with it, I guess. And then you get the crown knot or the conductor knot, which is like another $20. I mean, that stuff all adds up, right? But yeah, I'm not a fan of their delidding tool, given the fact that the sideways one looks like it would work a whole lot better. I think EK makes, like the radiators that I used in my build, how they have the silver end tanks, I think they make a gold one. If they do, I might have to do that. It makes me wish these pieces, these stainless pieces were gold, but it still matches pretty well. Yeah, dude, it matches the Kingpin logo so nicely. Yeah, then the 4090, and I forgot too that the plug is on the end. So it's gonna make routing this cable even neater, like it's gonna go right around to the GPU directly. So let me go ahead and get this reattached and get the GPU back on there, and that's where we're gonna end today's video. I wanted to get farther on my loop, but I wasn't expecting to have to delid because I'm an idiot, and apparently I couldn't read the package and see that it said delid or direct die cooler. Yeah, I was worried that that gold was really gonna stand out and look bad, but it doesn't. And then if I use my Lee and Lee fans in here, which again, the number one reason why I use these fans everywhere is just, as of right now, there's no way to get a cleaner aesthetic in terms of fans and stuff, because there'd be one set of wires coming off the bottom. And I won't use the controller, I'm gonna use the adapter. These are the V1s actually, I'm all out of V2s, which would've been great. But see, they have a JST adapter right to a standard header, and then they already used a regular fan header on the Gen 1s. So this is gonna be one wire coming off of it, and if you come look at the back side of it, then I can have it coming right here. I'll literally zip tie it to the cable, and then I can plug it in here, fan and RGB, because this is out. And then for the top ones, I've got one up here, fan and RGB as out. And that fan wire, again, can just come right along here and like right along this or something. So it's like one wire, two wires technically, two RGB, two fans, or two fan wires for 6 fans. And that's the only RGB that'll be in the build, except for if there's anything on the motherboard, which I doubt. And then there is obviously some RGB on the power board, which I'll turn off. It'll look weird without bouncing against anything. There's not even any RGB inside the distro plate, which typically they do. So this is gonna be a very nice, like stealthy build, and I'm really looking forward to it. All right, sorry that this didn't get farther today. I'd hoped it would, but considering I spent like a solid hour trying to delid this thing, it did not want to delid, so that was frustrating, but I persisted, we got it, and now we can move on. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna put my socket back together here, that way I don't lose it, put it back with the motherboard box, that way if I ever need to take it out, everything is together. I highly recommend keeping your spare stuff in your box. That way you never have to go, where did I put that thing? Like I always have to do. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Sound off down below how you feel about this theme coming together. This is turning out so much better than I had thought it would. I legitimately was like, this is gonna look gaudy, because gold to me is just a gaudy color. I've never liked yellow gold, which is one of the reasons why I've always been like, ah, boo, when it comes to that. It's damage. Anyway, that's why I've always been like, ah, boo, when it comes to the aesthetics of like the Kingpin stuff, but man, it's sure coming together. Unfortunately, the graphics card covers the Kingpin logo, which was the tie-in. I don't know, maybe I can get EVGA to give me like one of those logos somewhere and I can like put it like here or something like that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.